we gotta start with the beginning. When we're creating a character, what's the point of this character? Why do they exist? We gotta start from one direction and kind of go from how do we create a character and what's our process of doing that?
Well, it usually depends on campaign. Let's make one for Ostera.
For Orstera?
Yeah.
Okay, for my world, and technically it's both me and SE's world, but that's beyond the point. It's technically my homebrew world because I've been working on it.
Exactly.
And it's nowhere close to the original, and that's fine.
Exactly.
So, if we're going for Ostera,
what normally populates it? Humans.
Humans typically normally
Elves.
populate it. Elves can
Elves.
exist. Everything's technically there. It's just what is what's populated
majority.
and what's not.
Exactly.
Warforges
are now
weirdly ratkin are a big thing.
Oh, there you go. See,
that's weird, but it also makes sense why Nibbles is a big thing, and while Nibbles is able to exist, and it's because ratkin are everywhere.
There you go,
ratkins. They're weirdly strong at points.
Of course, human.
There's humans.
Tieflings, because we had that one tiefling civilization that we saved, that we rescued.
Tieflings are a big thing.
We have Owlins, because we have our boy being an Owlin.
Yeah, we have everything's in Ostera, at least in my version of it.
Yeah, Lizardfolk definitely, because they're literally in the game. There's a bunch of them just in caves.
Yeah, they're just assholes. Yeah.
Fairies exist because Cookie's there, and as well as
everything.
Yeah, exactly.
There's not really a thing, but like thinking about exactly what is
more prevalent.
Lizard folk are technically savage, at least they're more savage in my world. At least. No, they are like really bad because This is just core. This is the way my world is. It's not saying that there's necessarily a bad lizard folk. But since we're on that tip right now, we'll just kind of stick with lizard folk and kind of go based off of what? Creating one that is going against the grain of what my world is, I guess. So typically lizard folk in my world, they're just savages who are just looking to survive off the land. They don't. It's typical lizard folk stuff, right?
Well, he had Snow. Snow was a smart guy.
Snow was smart because he decided to break away from the pact. Yeah. Snow was completely different in that sense.
And he was wide. He was a wide guy.
Yeah, he was a very big one. So they couldn't really stop him either. They were just like, "Hey, you
go about your business. Go about your business now."
Whatever. I'm tired.
Snow. Snow.
I think Twinkle Toes just followed him because Snow was leaving.
Yeah.
He was like, this guy protects me. I'm gonna stick with this guy.
Oh yeah, no, that's literally what you are. You're the protection.
Yeah, also the smart one in the group. But I'm looked at as dumb because he speaks broken English. So because he speaks, yeah, you're actually capable. I mean, you sorry. You were able to read the tongue a lot easier. It's not easy for him. Common's hard. So it comes off as he's stupid.
Exactly.
Because he speaks slow with his common. But he's actually really fucking smart when it comes to everything else. So it's funny because the dynamic is, I'm going this way.
No. We're going over there. No. We go left. We go left.
Sun.
Left. Fuck the sun. I hate it. It
always gets in my eye. Bad.
No, the forest is good. It has shelter, trees.
I'm going that way.
Okay, so am I then. Whatever. Well, what's
it's the dynamic of just it's as simple as that.
Well, where do your guys normally grow up? Where is like the typical place for them to grow up?
In the woodlands. They have swamps.
Okay, so a swampy lizard probably has a bunch of muck covered him on him all the time.
Well, we'll create a bad guy here. Fuck it.
Oh, we're gonna make it. Okay, there we go.
Let's go and create a bad lizard that he's technically. Let's go with the prodigal son who feels like he has to do daddy's wishes here.
Okay, so we're going How to Be a Slime?
I guess in
thing?
I guess
'Cause
in a
that's
way,
literally-
yeah.
That's literally what it was.
So it's the lizard folk that was born
Reincarnated
to
as a slime, yeah.
the village chief's son, essentially,
Oh, God.
who's looking to prove himself.
Does he wear fancy clothes?
No, lizard folks do not wear fancy clothes. They are savages, or at least
Okay,
in my world.
so
they
he's
are.
a bad guy. He's prodigal son. Is he just as savage as the normal like lizard folk?
He has a he fits in because he wants to. Let's go with that. He'd say that he fits in because he wants to, but like he has tendencies of wanting to live a more lavish lifestyle.
Okay.
If he's able to take over as village chief because his dad is old. He could be looking to plot against his dad at one point of maybe finding a way to become the village chief in nefarious ways, or he could just be looking for his dad's approval.
So I could see like a rogue or a bard.
I'm kind of digging the rogue a little bit as well.
Yeah.
The bard's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Bard's always fun though.
Bard,
Right?
I say, because charmingness and
Yeah, let's go with that.
suaveness.
Let's go with bard.
Unless, of course, he's just a swashbuckler, which that would.
I like Swashbuckler
Yeah.
here. When looking at the Lizardfolk race from 5th edition at this point, we get a chance between animal handling, nature, perception, stealth, survival. If we're looking to do Swashbuckler, we'll go stealth, and we'll go survival for right now.
Mhm.
Class, we'll go with Bard, Swashbuckler, we'll go 3 levels, just so that we can guarantee ourselves the subclass. I'm not going any further than that. This is more not necessarily about the build. It's more about character development and the way to make a character background that might fit your style. If you want to particularly take what we're coming up with or like talking. This song in particular is very loud.
Yeah.
I like that, and it's perfectly fine. But I'm going to.
There you go. There you go. Exactly.
So, you could take these backgrounds if you want to, and apply them to your own character builds or character development when it comes with backgrounds. That's mostly what we're focusing on here, and how we come up with stories that can be integrated into the world and to whatever universe that we're talking about here. So, Bard College, we're just going to make it simple. We're going Swashbuckler.
Swashbuckler is rogue.
You're right. Because it doesn't apply to colleges, Caleb, you silly fuck. Let's just go Rogue Swashbuckler.
There you go.
I was thinking Rogue anyway, because it's fun.
Rogue.
My bad. We're not even doing Bard here. Exclude what I'm saying. Rogue is acrobatics. We'll get ourselves some perception because he's going to have wisdom because I just see lizard folks having that. We'll sleight of hand's fine and
Persuasion?
or deception.
Depends. Is he gonna lie? He is an evil. He is rogue. He is an evil guy.
Yeah,
He's not a good guy.
let's stick with deception here.
Oh, Daddy, I love you so much.
You're my favorite friend. I like this guy already. Roguish archetype. Well, it's fun to like because the way that we described it because we just described some good lizard folks that are essentially that can be described as some heroes are wandering travelers within my world. If we can establish a good person, we should establish a bad guy.
Exactly.
And there's nothing wrong with like, okay, we've created a bad guy here. Let's see what we can do on the alternative to counterate the yin and yang, showing and showcasing that you can do anything. Swashbuckler.
You can do anything you're buying with your mind.
In all honesty, that's all we're going to focus on. I'm not even going to tell you what we're going as far as... you know what? Fuck it. We might as well. We'll stick with standard array. We go Tasha's each time because that's what you should be doing. If you have access to Tasha's, use it because it's a fantastic
the new wave.
resource.
It's a new wave anyways. I mean, it's literally...
Yes.
It's literally the new wave. You got to get used to it.
So instead, we're
if you're
going to
playing the
use
new ones.
+2 to dexterity, and we'll go +1 to wisdom. 15 dex. He can be seen as more intelligent than other lizard folks. So we'll just go with 13 here in order to give him 14 wisdom. he is a lizard folk anyway. We might as well just stick with the 12. 10 strength. Actually, let's go 14 con, 12 intelligence, 8 charisma. He's actually, you know what?
Charisma, yeah.
We need charisma if we're gonna keep that deception here. So we'll do this. Get rid of that. 14 con, 14 charisma, wisdom, and we'll just make him a weak boy.
Weak boy. I mean, yeah, he can't bully people with his strength, so he bullies them with those smooth words.
Mm-hmm. So what we're doing with this build in particular: 8 strength, 17 dex, constitution is 10, intelligence is 12, wisdom is 14, and charisma is 14. That's adding what we want and how we see this character doing whatever he is doing. And this is where background comes into play. It's very easy. I would say noble here, but the thing is that noble swamps aren't really a thing.
I mean, he's chieftain, so I mean, they don't have a chieftain background.
Let's just stick with noble. It's not. He's not necessarily a noble, but like in a noble of the sense of how lizard folks operate.
Exactly.
And we'll just say that he knows a different one of the.
What would be around orcs?
Let's just say an orc language.
There you go. Gaming set truly doesn't matter.
These little minor things that we're doing right now are just getting these things out of the way. That way we can get into the big parts, and we can showcase how to use this stuff effectively. Pretty much. View character sheet, we're good. We don't have a name for him. We'll figure out a name soon. So you saw how quickly we were able to come up with a character backstory, background, and understanding of motive. And this comes from the big W's. The who, when, where, what, why. Who? We need to figure out his name.
Well, they name their kids after things that they do consistently. So if they're consistently walking, like mine was Twinkle Toes because he would always stand on his tiptoes. That's why I gave him that name. So something like him would be like Lightfoot, No Step, or something like that, because he's always, whenever he's next to you, you can't hear him. Because you turn around and this fucker's just right behind you, standing, just creeping menacingly. Or Blank Stare, because he's possibly just staring off into the distance, thinking about his next move all the time. Depends on what he's consistently doing. I mean, if we're going traditional lizard folk.
Let's just stick with Shadow.
Shadow.
We'll go with Shadow here.
All right, there you
go. His name will be Shadow because he sticks to the shadows. We're not going complicated with the name here. That's not. I'm not going to overthink the name. So who? Shadow. He is the son of the village chieftain in one of the Lizardfolk villages. When it is during the same timeline of most of our stereo stuff, so the when actually isn't that important. Who, when, where? In the swamp, in the swamps of the woodlands.
Swamp of woodlands. There we go.
Who, when, where, what?
He's trying to overthrow his dada.
Yep.
Either by getting him killed through assassination. He's probably gathered up a few of the lesser intelligent lizard folk around him who would probably be perfectly fine with knocking him off and putting him as leader in charge at this point, because maybe the guy is he's getting too old and they can't depend on him as much as they used to. So either they are plotting to exile him, get him killed, or wait till he dies, which waiting till he dies is probably going to take a lot longer than the latter. So half the time he's probably plotting to take over, if anything. And during his adventures, essentially he can have these guys kind of being like a nomadic tribe that are consistently moving in the shadows. That's his organization. If he has a quote-unquote criminal organization or anything like that, being a rogue, that is what it is. It is literally them. Every time you guys go to town or something like that, he's just off sleeping in the forest with those guys. They're patrolling around, hunting, to keep them alive as well and keep them quote unquote happy or something like that.
Who, when, where, what, why? You basically answered why as well.
Mm-hmm.
So both of those, all those questions have been answered, and those are your core things when coming up with character creation. And with that, we've instantly created a character. This character is actually raring and ready to go, just like that. We understand his motive, what his want and desires are, why he's doing what he's doing, why they chose to name him the way he's been named, and the why of why he's doing what he's doing. It's everything. And simple as that, we've created our character for today. It actually didn't take that much time because of the way that we ourselves, this is just based on how we decide to do it. The simple way of creating a story and wondering of how you choose to make it, right? When it comes to characters, we've done it so much at this point that this is just like clockwork to us. But beyond that point, what we did was we thought of, okay, what races were relevant, and it's also figuring out exactly what your DM, or if you are the DM and you're looking to help your players, what is relevant in your world or whatever world that you're playing in and what you're planning on doing, the adventure style, and just explaining that to the players so that they know exactly what they can do to establish what their character's reason for being there and being involved in your current story. That way that they can plop themselves in and you guys can work together in cooperative storytelling.
Yeah, and if something like your DM says, that's too much for me to manage, a whole entire group of thingies on the outside of skirts, you could just say instead of him overthrowing his father right now, he does it later using an item that he needs to find, or not a hero's journey, but a journey that he needs to take in order to become the new chieftain. Something even as simple as that, and that could be at the end of your journey, near the beginning, or something like that. And it could just be more symbolic for your character that now he's ready, and he's always ready to just turn in his chips that he's been plotting this entire time.